The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning from TFNN. Welcome to the June 6th. Fantastic Friday edition of today's opening bell on The Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, the daily newsletter service that is the intelligence for creating financial freedom. Hope everyone out there had a terrific Thursday. Of course, it was Saki Thursday, and I'm grateful for your presence here this morning. You know, our first course of action is to make sure that we know our daily outcomes. For me, my outcome during the next 2 hours is to teach you how to master the tools for trading, and that includes the tools of the mind. Because when you and I, when we can master the tools of our mind, we begin to think like a strategist. So this morning, you'll hear me use terms like A to B equals CD, terms like swing points, Gartley and butterfly patterns, and various candlestick signals that the sign makers of the market, the bulls and the bears, create for you and I each and every day. And in fact, on each and every time frame that we trade. Now, each of these patterns, each of these signals on a standalone basis are what I call technical tools. And knowing how to use technical tools or tactical tools is really important. But you see, the real key to trading and investing, the real key to get your money to work harder for you than you do for it, is to have a strategy. And that's what I call mastering probability. Mastering probability, folks. You see, in trading and investing, we've got to have tactics. We've got to have strategy. Because if we don't have a strategy, well, then what we're setting ourselves up for is failure. And failure and losing money are two different things. They are not one in the same. You see, in trading and investing, our spoilage is money, much like food that has gone bad in our refrigerators. Yet most of us don't correlate that kind of waste to throwing away money. And it most certainly is. And in trading and investing, as long as we use stops, as long as we have an exit strategy that covers both sides of the trade, then the loss of money is nothing more than spoilage resulting from a failed trade pattern, which is a part of any trading strategy. It's what's called system expectancy, and that's our ultimate performance tool. So, today and every day, let's do what we can to think like a strategist, because a strategist will slay a tactician all day long. So let's go look at one of our tools to help us think like this strategist, a tool I call what appears to us as the impossible may simply be the untried. You know, folks, nothing is impossible. There are ways that lead to everything. And if you and I, if we have sufficient will, then we will always find the means. You know, if there's a will, there's a way. Now, if that's your belief system, then to say things are impossible would merely be a search for an excuse. In fact, if you line yourself with a belief in limitations, well, then impossible is an appropriate outcome. And unfortunately, the word impossible is more popular these days, or it sure seems to be more popular than the word possible. And a quick search of the dictionary on the word impossible turns up the following: not possible, unable to be done or performed, incapable of being true and utterly impractical. In my opinion, the only definition of impossible is merely the untried, because if you have the will, you will find the way. So as we begin our weekend, no matter what obstacle you might have to overcome, I'd like you to take the word impossible and instead say, I am possible. Because as you think, so shall you be. It is Fantastic Friday. This is TFNN. I'm Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the show. As we begin our session here, we've got Dow futures up 49 points right now. They're trading out at 16,867. S&P futures up 4 points, trade at 1942. NASDAQ futures up 12.5 points, trading at 37.89. Russell 2000 up 4.5 points, trading at 11.57 and change. Goldilocks up about $3 right now, trading out at 12.56. Silver up 2 pennies, trading out at 19.10. Light sweet crude up 43 cents, trade out at 102.91. Our call number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Would be glad to field your call, answer any question that I possibly can, although I do have a sound issue, so actually calling today might not be the best thing. But you can call. You can at least relay your message to Al and he'll somehow get that to me. In any event, let's go get to these markets out here. So what do we have going on? Let's start off by taking a look at the S&P futures. Let's take a look at the daily contract. Now, in the daily contract for the S&P, big move yesterday, no question about it. Rejected a what was a pop and a drop, and then it was a pop back up, and it was pop big time. Accelerated volume. In fact, inside the ES Mini, we had volume, it looks like about 1.6 million shares yesterday. Now, the ES Mini here is on its way to complete at least a small A to B equals CD to the upside. Let me just expand this out a bit here, make it a little bit easier for you to see. Now, the A point of this, A to B equals CD, that began on April 14th. Price level there was 1803.25. Your B point, your swing point, was the May 13th high. That price level was 1898.50. The ES Mini makes about a 42% retracement, right? So just a little bit above the 0.382 retracement qualifies for us as a 0.382 retracement. And now what we've seen here is we have seen the market move higher. The 1-to-1 A to B equals CD on the ES Mini takes price to 1954. What we have to be paying attention to is the mere fact there was only a 40% retracement, a 0.382-ish style retracement. And what that really suggests is more like 1980. That's a small A to B equals CD to the upside. Does anybody out there see a larger A to B equals CD as we take a look at the ES Mini? I'd say the answer is yes. Let's go take a look at it. Let's go ahead and let's factor that in here. If we come all the way back to the trading session of February 3rd, remember our markets made a low February 3rd, February 5th, and if we go from that as our A point, and we use as our B point the high from April 4th, and then we come down to the low on April 14th, that's going to give us a larger A to B equals CD. That larger pattern comes up into the 1970 area. So the small one is really saying 1980. I would have to say the price target here for the S&P futures between 1970 and 1980. Time frame wise, I'd say it's between now and the middle of August or so, and that is what looks to be setting up in the market. If we go take a look at the shorter term time frame, let's go take a look at our TAS signal boxes out here. Let's see what we have going on as far as any kind of resistance. Well, we can see that the ES Mini right now is sitting right at a resistance line. So for the day here, the number of 1942, that is going to be a key number. The question is that going to be resistance? Are we then going to see the opening bell in just a few minutes, 15 minutes from now? Are we going to see the opening bell and then see this area act as resistance and then price move back? Well, if that happens, the first area of support that we should be looking for is the 1933-ish type range out there. And I would say we'd be looking for anywhere between about 1921 and 1933. But 1933 should be the first level of support on the ES Mini on any kind of pullback. Of course, we go back and we take a look at the daily chart here, the unfair high, the resistance line, that's up at 1898. And so long as price is above that, a bullish outcome is what should be expected. So the ideal trade at this stage would be that intra-session today, tomorrow. Well, you got two different types of trades. You've got a momentum trade if you see it close above 1942. That says, okay, price continues to move higher and support should be 1942. Or 1942 acts as resistance as it is at the moment, and then you see price pull back to that 1933 area. And that's what's going on inside of the S&P futures. Let's go take a look at the NASDAQ. Let's go see what it is doing out here. Take a look at the NQ. Let's go take a look at the larger time frame chart first. Let's look at the daily out here. Now, in the daily chart, in the ES Mini, remember I was able to go back to the February 5th level and be able to produce an A point. Well, we really can't do that here. And the reason that we can't do that here is because the February 5th level is where price got down to back on April the 14th. So the real only A to B equals CD pattern on the daily chart out here is one that we've got drawn in with the A point being February 15th. That price low, by the way, is 33.9775. Makes a move up into a swing on April 24th. That's out at 36.11 and a quarter. Makes a retracement, about a 0.618 retracement. Does that on April 28th, and it was off to the races. That was at 34.7350. We've seen price move through the 1-to-1 level. That was at 36.87. Of course, no bearish reversal signal, no bearish candle or anything along those lines as it moved up to that area. Gets up to the 1.272 area. Well, it did that on the trading session here a couple days ago on June 4th. And clearly yesterday was not a reversal signal, not a reversal signal to the downside. That says the next target area for the NASDAQ on the daily charts is priced at 3618.94. On this daily chart, well above that unfair high out there. That's the support level. That's at 36.45, so that is not something that's going to come into play. If we go take a look at the 4-hour chart here on the NASDAQ futures, we'll see that the NASDAQ futures is trading above its unfair high on the 4-hour chart, and that is priced out at 37.76. Right now, got the NASDAQ futures trading out at 37.81. So long as... So-so, I don't think that's so-so, other than saying so-so. That's not really the greatest grammar out there. But I got to go with it. And really, when we beginning a sentence with the word so, that's kind of crazy anyways, isn't it? In any event, let's take a look at how do you trade the NASDAQ? What kind of signal do we have in the NASDAQ? I would say it would be like this. If price... And again, it's a 240-minute chart, so this time frame here is not complete just yet. But as long as price stays above 37.7650, the NASDAQ probably lifts the tides higher, and probably the ES Mini is able to get above the area of resistance that we took a look at. In fact, let's do this. Let's go down to a 30-minute chart out here. Let's do it for both. I'll put up the Rhodes Momentum Indicator system out here. What we can see here, this is on the ES Mini. Let me turn it over to the NASDAQ here. Well, first I'll stay on the ES Mini. On the ES Mini on a 30-minute time frame, what it's showing us is that we've got a potential price relative strength divergent pattern that occurred here just after the jobs number. So between the 9:30 and the 8:30 and 9 o'clock session. So we get back from this first breakout here. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the ES Mini on the 30-minute time frame. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Good to be with you, and having sound that makes things a little bit easier. Although I guess I've got sound in one ear, I'm going to have to during the next break fix the other ear or something out there. In any event, before we went to break, we were taking a look at the ES Mini, the 30-minute chart out here, and it just shows the potential, meaning we've seen the price rise higher. This is really coming after yesterday's action out here. Let me see when that took place, about 2:30 in the afternoon, and that was starting there, 2:30 in the afternoon on, June the 5th. So 2:30 in the afternoon was when we saw a nice little peak inside the markets out here. That's when it made its highest relative strength reading out there. Again, we're looking at a 30-minute chart. Market, as you can see, just simply moved sideways, so it did a good job of working off that overbought condition. Now, when the market only moves sideways to work off that overbought condition, it's more bullish than it is bearish. However, we did see after the jobs number, the way that the markets responded in that 8:30 session was we saw the ES Mini move higher, and it's done it so far on less relative strength out there. And when you do that, that sets up the potential. Now, it's only a potential pattern because we haven't seen any kind of reversal signal to the downside. That's on the ES Mini. Let's check in on the other 30-minute futures contracts just to see what they show, see if we've got any kind of synergy out here. And so we'll take a look at the NQ first, since that's really been the lead dog, the NQ. And, boy, how about that Russell 2000? Did that take off yesterday? Well, if we take a look at the NQ, the same type of pattern out here. So we've got a similar pattern, no reversal signal here just yet. A 30-minute chart. So in this 30 minutes here, which ends in 5 minutes, we're not going to get any kind of reversal during this time period here unless things were to just totally fall apart in the next 4 minutes. Let's take a look at the Russell as well as the Dow 30-minute charts out here. Now, in the case of Russell, remember, I've got, I have a different data feed on this morning, so we're not going to be able to pull that up. That's a problem. But what we can do is we can certainly pull up the Dow futures. So let's take a look at the Dow futures out here. So we've got in the Dow, the ES Mini, the NASDAQ, same type of pattern out here, and it just a potential at this stage for us to be watching. And so that being said, then it's only on the shorter term time frame out here. So if we put that together, we know right now NASDAQ on its longer term, its 240-minute chart, 37.7650 is very key. Let's go take a look at the Dow futures on the same time frame out here. Give me a moment to pull that up. And we can take a look at the Russell on this. I just have a little 10-minute delay on that, so that's not a big deal. If we take a look at the daily chart here for the Dow, we take a look at A to B equals CDs that this is forming. And we'll take a look at the smaller one, just like we did on the ES Mini. The 8-point is going to be your swing from April 14th. That's at a price level of 15,809. Makes a move up to a swing point on May 13th. That makes a high at 16,622. Makes a retracement, 47% retracement retracement out there. And if we take a look at the 1-to-1 level, right now the Dow futures are trading at 16,797. They're suggesting a 1-to-1 move into the 17,051-ish area. Remember, that is the smaller A to B equals CD. If you want to take a look at the larger one that is in play out here, that's going to take us back into the February 3rd low. That's going to be our A point. The B point's going to be the swing from April 4th and the retracement down into the April 14th level. That 1-to-1 A to B equals CD comes out to a price level of 17,170. So our price target inside the Dow for this move, continuing on into the nice summer rally that is unfolding, ought to take price into this next target-ish type area out there, 17,051 to 17,170. Now let's go take a look and see what's going on its shorter-term time frame, get some type of signal out here. And boy, this looks pretty bullish. If we take a look at the 240-minute chart, its level of resistance is 16,769. You're at 16,797 right now. So what is that, about a 40-point type move out there? So the Dow would have to completely fail, get back below 1679, and if it were to do that, that would be saying that the 16,721 area would become support. You'd have to say those 30-minute potential price relative strength divergence patterns that we're looking at, looks to me like those will just simply be resolved to the upside out here. And just to kind of try to confirm that, let's do this. Let's go take a look at our friend, your friend and mine, the Euro-Japanese yen. Let's go see what we've got going on inside of this. Let's take a look at the daily time frame first. Here's the daily time frame. We'll put that up on our chart. Now, one of the things that we noted yesterday as the market was trading, I can't recall which show it was, whether it was the first hour or it was the second hour. I think it was the second hour. When we take a look at the Euro-Japanese yen, after Mario Draghi's comments, what we saw this currency pair really trade lower. And what it did was it made a 0.618 retracement. And what I said was the bullish side would be that would act as maybe the new C point of an A to B equals C to the upside. And it really does look like that is what is unfolding out here right now. The A to B equals CD on this currency pair ought to take price to about the 140.67 to 141.22 level. Things are looking pretty bullish, folks. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Andy Hecht has just announced a live 90-minute webinar that he'll be hosting Saturday, June 7th from 9:30 till 11 a.m. Eastern Time, entitled Energy Opportunities During the Summer of 2014. With the frigid winter having depleted some key energy stockpiles, Russian political tensions high, and the storm season for the Gulf setting up to reverberate through energy markets worldwide, opportunities could present themselves over the summer months that could provide huge payoffs. When you sign up, you'll gain immediate access to a 7-page report Andy has put together as an introduction to what he'll be covering, so you can start preparing and get a feel for what Andy will be discussing live during the workshop on Saturday, June 7th. Andy will be advising his attendees of at least one trading recommendation in each area, including crude oil, natural gas, coal, and refining spreads and oil products. The best part is that this live 90-minute webinar is only $99. Don't wait. Sign up today and reserve your spot while gaining instant access to Andy's 7-page report right now. For all the details, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're up to the races. Hey, we got some races this weekend. Maybe a Triple Crown. Let's go check out the Triple Crowns in the marketplace. We've got the Dow trading up 37 points. She's trading at 16,873. S&P up 4 points, trading at 1944. Composite up 12, trading at 4308. Russell 2000 leading the charge. The upside up $4.70 right now. It's trading out 1158.70. Apple up 21 cents. Microsoft up 0.8% this morning, up 34 cents. Google up 72 cents, leading the charge. In the clubhouse out here this morning is GWPH. GW Pharmaceuticals up about 5%. Trading out at 71.42. That's up $3. Tesla up about 3 right now. That's up a 1.5%. Men's Warehouse MW up 5%. Netflix up $3. CoStar Group up 2. Verifone Systems PAY is a ticker symbol, up a couple of dollars. Illumina up $1.69. It was up nicely yesterday. Amazon up $2, up 0.6%. Goldman Sachs, GS, jumping into the fray. Also to the upside. To the downside here, lead the charge. It's Hertz Global Holdings. HTZ is the ticker symbol, gapping down big with volume as well. Let me see what's behind. If I don't show any real news here, some type of, the news is not on my screen. Nonetheless, it is down 10% with some volume. Rally Software down 22%. That is rallying to the downside. Also looks like with some volume as well behind its move. We'll go check on both of those. Diamond Foods, DMND, not a diamond in the rough this morning, having a rough start, down about 7% off $2 and change. Vertex Energy, losing a ton of energy. Must be winter time, and they left the windows open. It's off 11% this morning, down to $1.26. Looks like volume behind that move as well. ITAU, Unibanco Holdings, ITUB. It's in the tub this morning, down 6% off 85 cents. DNOW, Now Inc. That's off about 3%, down 83 cents. Again, our call number 877-927-6648. I do believe I would be able to hear you if you did call in. Let's go check out some of these stocks here that are moving and grooving. Let's take a look at GWPH. Let's look at to the upside here. So trading out right now at $71.90 or so, $72. A volume so far behind the move here today. 296,000 shares. It's trading right into its supply line out here. That's the blue diagonal, blue horizontal line, light blue horizontal cyanish, typical color, point of control out here. If you can get above that 73.10, this ought to run up to its swing point high out here, which is from the trading session of May 1st. May Day 2010 should be up in the $78 level. Getting above 78.08 would be bullish. I would say getting above the high of 78.08 and doing it with 1.5 million shares would set up an A to B equals CD to the upside out here. Let's go take a look at that. See a little bit further back on the left-hand side if there's anything really holding it out here. No high volume high back at its swing point back in March of 2011. But if in fact can't clear the B point of an A to B equals CD, that is again the May 1st level, let's go see what that price projection would be inside this equity. A point is going to be your April 15th low. May 1st is going to be that swing point to the for the B, and the C came in on the trading session of May 22nd. So if it can clear 78.08, do it with volume, that would be setting up a move to about the 99.22 type level. That is on GWPH, GW Pharma. Let's take a look at Netflix. Let's go see Netflix now leading the charge, the upside, trading out at 433 and a change out here. Netflix just simply has defied gravity at this stage. It's well above any A to B equals CDs out here, meaning it's above. I've only got this, I think, going to the 2.00 level. I don't know where the 2.618 is right now. I'm not going to go change that out. Let's take a look at a weekly time, maybe a monthly time frame out here. That might be a little bit better. Let's go see where there's any kind of resistance. It's probably, well, it's really at the swing point high. That's pretty simple. It's the March 1st high out there. That's where you had a little big, not little, but you had a nice big bear sash candle. Now, price is above resistance using its TAS market profile system out here. That says that the high ought to be tested inside of Netflix. That level is 458, even Steven out there. That's on the monthly chart for Netflix. Let's go take a look at the daily time frame here for Hertz Global. Let's go see what it is doing as it's getting hammered here this morning. Down with volume. Down below its unfair lows out here, which was at 28.74. Gapping down. Volume behind the move so far, 1.2 million. Let me see. 12 million shares. Is that 12? Oh, I got to talk to the guys at eSignal about maybe making a change there. Looks like 12 million shares. I don't know if they can put commas in, but, boy, it sure would be a lot easier to take a look at the volume bar. In any event, nonetheless out here, let's see where this is headed to. Let's see. So the swing point that it looks like it's now it's taking on right now, the swing point from April 28th, that's got 5 million shares, so it's already exceeded that from a volume standpoint. So coming down hard with volume out here. Let me take this back even further, see what we can find inside of Hertz Global. Well, here it is. Here's your high volume bar. So with this falling apart here this morning, it does have a high volume low. It's the daily chart we're looking at. And that says that the November 5th area, which is somewhere between 1973 to 2330, could very likely be its target. Let's change over to a weekly time frame. Let's see if it's also on a weekly below its support level of its market profile out here. It is not. So on the weekly basis, 2106 happens to be that area. And at 2106, that's really into the bar here from November 4th, 2013. So I would say 2416 is the first logical area for where Hertz Global will move down to. Big key reversal week also, you can see here inside the chart. So it's got some real struggles out there. I don't know what's going on. Let's take a look at Rally Software doing the exact opposite of what it was named for, Rally. And that's the weekly chart. Let's go on the weekly chart. You can see here, doesn't look very promising, but let's take a look at a daily chart out here. See what the A to B equals CD is on the way down here. Let's blow this up on our screen. So the A point pretty clear out here for the A to B equals CD to the downside. And you've got volume passing the B point. So far this morning, 700,000 shares. So the A point on this, we're going to start with the swing point high from February 12th. That's going to be our A point. Our B point is going to be down here on April the 15th. That's going to be your B. Makes a retracement up into February 20. Oh, come on. Grab that. There we go. The C point is going to be the May 29th level. So the way that this has come off of the C point here, it's got a 1-to-1 price projection. Well, it can't do that. It would be going out of, well, it says $2.56. It wouldn't be going out of business. $2.56. Right now it's traded at $9.25. Do not short this stock, folks. Do not short a $9 stock. There is too much risk of anything happening to the upside, and it has to completely go out of business in order to make $9 on it. So please do not do that. That is on a rally. I don't even know what rally does. I'm not going to go look that up right now, but not a good-looking stock chart. Let's take a look at Diamond Foods. That's off about 9% this morning, down $3 and change. It's going after its on its daily chart. It's going after its unfair low. Here's a $30 stock. This is more of a shortable type style, but it's also coming back into an area where it broke out. If you take a look at the volume bar here on March the 12th, it broke topside with a volume of about 13 million shares. Now, the prior session really becomes the support area of that breakout. That's the low of March 11th. That's out at 29.70. Interestingly enough, the unfair low inside of, the old unfair low is right around the same area here. Today, it's just formed a new profile. But let's go with the profile that was in place here for a longer period of time. And that's going to take us right back, in essence, into that breakout. So in order for this to really, really break down, well, you got a couple ways to look at it. You got the A to B equals CD to the downside that this could, in fact, form out here. And that would be breaking below the May 1st low. So if Diamond Foods, DMND, is able to break below 29.41, we're not there yet, but if it's able to do that with more than 447,000 shares, that would be then signaling an A to B equals CD to the downside. And what that would look like is this. Your A point would be the high on March 31st. Your B point would be the low on May 1st. And the C point would be the high, little doji candle on June 5th. And 1-to-1 takes you to a price level of about 27.38. But the move down this morning, the volume behind it, if it takes out that B point, I would have to say more likely you'd be looking at a price target of between 23.50 and 25.70, which takes us all the way back to the swing point lows from February 5th. 2014. That is what's going on inside of Diamond Foods out there. DMND is the ticker symbol. Let's take a look at Men's Warehouse. MW is the ticker symbol. Men's Warehouse and Joseph A. Banks, they were getting together, right? I don't recall who gets who, but it looks like they're pushing out some more paper, 600 million senior notes. Offering to finance the Joseph A. Bank, so it is Men's Warehouse. Nonetheless, this thing is up above a swing point here. May 12th is the swing point that it is taking on. That had volume there of 818,000 shares so far today, up and above with 389. So forming here a small A to B equals CD to the upside, but also trading into its swing point high from March 11th. Now that's got 5 million shares. We've only been trading for 14 minutes, so volume there is not too shabby. Looks like what Men's Warehouse, MW, wants to do is go test that swing point high, and that's at a price level of $58.80 out there. That's on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, it's above its resistance level. Let's go check it out. Men's Warehouse trading at 54.06. It is on the weekly basis as well. So it's also a shooting star on the weekly candle formation out here from March the 10th. That says that the high likely to be tested again. 58.80. MW is the ticker symbol. Let's take a look at BIB. Biogen, that's down only about $2, so not a real big deal out here. Biogen has got resistance at about 332.83 out here. That's its unfair high. That's its market profile resistance level on the weekly chart. Let's go see what it's doing on a daily time frame out here. Daily time frame shows that this thing running right smack dab into its market profile resistance level. That is priced out at 322.25 this morning here. Kind of gapped up just slightly. When I say gapped up, not a gap of taking out the entire candle. I'm just really referring to yesterday's closeout here. Today it opened up at 321.96. 322.25 is the unfair high, is resistance level, and it's hit 322.05. That says that support inside of Biogen as it struggles to take out that resistance level should find support down at about 306.19. If it gets below and closes below 306.19, that would be short-term bearish. Right now, just a bit neutral when we take a look at Biogen, BIIB. Hey, let's take a look at Rand Gold Resources. GOLD is a ticker symbol. Let's take a look at a gold stock out here, see what it is doing. It's trading right now at 72.97. It's down about $1.28, down about 1.7% out here. This is the daily time frame we're looking at. It has formed a new market profile out here. That market profile says support is 72.52, or potential support, I should say. Really, it's 72.52. Let's take a look at this little bit wider angle inside of Rand Gold Resources out here. Let me see what it is doing. So in addition to dealing with that, that's not good. So in addition to dealing with this market profile low out here, that just formed yesterday, 72.52, what it also is dealing with here is the swing point from March 27th. Now, that's got volume of 745,000 shares. To get down into it, we've come into it with, volume of 643, 621, 434. Again, that's volume there at that swing of 745. Still below that area, which is not a good scene. So it's below on lighter volume. If it takes out the unfair low, if it takes out the market profile support level, we don't have a confirmed A to B equals CD from the standpoint of volume, but nonetheless, it still could really form a Tiger Gartley. If we take a look at what that A to B equals CD pattern to the downside would be inside of Rand Gold, you actually come all the way back here to the March 6th high. That would be your A point. Your B point is the March 27th low, and your C point looks like it's right here on April 29th. And 1-to-1 would take you to about $70.19, 1-to-1.272, down about to the 67.08 type level. Let's go back, take a look at the weekly chart, weekly profiles with inside. I think it was below the weekly profile to the downside out here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. So that is not good. And on a weekly basis, let's go see what it's doing. So on a weekly basis, the swing point low, March 24th, is 74.04. You're at 72.98. Volume on the weekly chart was 3.7 million shares. So far, you're going to come in way light, 1.5 million shares. But nonetheless, you get below a swing point, you can drift. Well, you can drift all the way to the next swing point. That would take you all the way back to January 6th time frame. I'm not willing to go that far with this, but Rand Gold looks more likely than not that it actually wants lower price out there. GOLD is the ticker symbol out here. Let's see, what do we have here moving? Let's take a look at Tesla, TSLA. Let's go see what it's doing with regard to its market profiles out here. See if we can find anything. Tesla is right in that little point of control area right around the 205. It's at 210 right now. Tesla on a daily chart here. Yeah, it's got volume up at the highs. Tesla wants to, and it's trading into that swing point. That was February 24th. Tesla wants to go make a run for 265 even Steven. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com. Eastern legend tells of a fair maiden who was offered a rare gift by the king of the land, a bag of pearls. The king promised that she could keep the largest, most perfect pearl she could find with these three conditions. 1, choose only one pearl. 2, remove one pearl at a time, accept or reject it. And 3, if rejected, it would be lost forever. She began by looking at the pearls, passing on many special treasures. She delved deeper into the bag, and soon the pearls were replaced with pebbles, Sadly, she went home empty-handed. Folks, replace pearls with time because we cannot go back even 2 seconds. We live in the eternal moment of now. So when now are you going to take advantage of my offer to you, a subscription to my daily investment newsletter service, Mastering Probability, where you can experience the most incredible pearls for trading and investing, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator and Strategy. The offer? It gets better. A 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't go home empty-handed. Mastering Probability. Available on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour, sponsored by Nadex. Up next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 47 points right now. It's trading out at 16,882. Russell 2000 leading the charge, up $8.80 out here. Trading out 1162. Let's go check in on the ETF structures out here. Let's start off by taking a look at the IWM. Now, yesterday, passing the B point, wide price spread, accelerated volume. And if we take a look at the market profile out here, yesterday's move lower in the market stopped really right at the unfair low, the support level of 112.21, and then it just simply catapulted off of that level. Now the B point out here is May 27th. Let's go in and draw in the A to B equals CD so we can take a look at what we're looking at. Hammer candle that formed down there on May the 15th. That is your A point. Your B point out here, that took place on May 27th. And the retracement down into a low that formed looks like June 3rd out here. That was at 111.11. All ones. You got to like that. That was about a 43% retracement out there. 1-to-1 A to B equals CD would take it at 117.51. But is that where the IWM wants to go? No, I don't think so. Let's go ahead and do a little scrunching out here. It would appear to me like that what the IWM wants to do as yesterday's move with volume, accelerated volume, through a B point out here, looks to me more likely wants to get all the way back to its highs out here. Wants to join its friends, the Dow. It wants to join its friends, the Qs, the diamonds. It wants to join them all and get all the way back to its highs, and that is in the March 7th area. That is at a price level of about 120.47. The 1-to-1.272 A to B equals C to the upside is 119.25. So the Russell 2000 is on a tear. If we take a look at different time frames out here, let's look at a 240-minute chart just for the heck of it, and maybe for more than the heck of it. May get rid of that A to B equals CD, because that is no longer in place. Yeah, and it's blown through any kind of resistance on its unfair high out here, which is at 112.73. So all looking good. Let's go take a look at the Qs out here. Trading at 92.55 as we speak. Let's look at the daily pattern inside of the Qs. Of course, what we know about the Qs is, as we took a look at the NDX, or we took a look at the NQ on the futures contract, it's A to B equals CD out here. We would start with the low on April 15th. That's your A point out here. Come on, baby, grab it, would you? There we go. Here's your A point. And your B point, that took place on the trading session of April 24th, and the C was down here on April 28th. So it's on its way to 1 to 1.618. It should get up to the 93.09-ish type level right now, trading out at 92.54. And that's what's going on inside of the Qs. So you might as well take a look at the SPY here. It's trading up 58 cents, trading out at 195.03, up about 0.3%. The SPY here, it's smaller A to B equals C to the upside. It's got a price point. It's 1 to 1.618. It's 195.31. The larger pattern has it moving up to the 196.42 range. So that is really the next target area inside of the SPYs. Of course, it had some good volume yesterday, so it's moving higher with volume. That most certainly is bullish as well out there. If I take a look at what's going on inside the market under the covers here, net advancing issues inside the New York Stock Exchange. Market breadth looks pretty good. You've got declining issues of 680, advancing of 2,100 out there. So you've got more than a 3-to-1 advancers, leading declining issues. So good market breadth out there inside the NYSE. It's up 0.3% right now. It's the Russell 2000. The NASDAQ really leading the charge to the upside, and that's what bull markets do. Those two are the leaders. Folks, it is Fantastic Friday. I really do appreciate all the time that you spent with me this week. Have a great weekend out there. Remember, it's I Am Possible. Have a great week, folks. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye now.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
You're watching Tiger TV.